And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our playthrough of The Legend of Zelda. And
recorded by me.
Yeah,
about a year late.
it's actually the first game we've done that I haven't personally recorded myself, so this was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So
we start with the entire plot of the game is on screen right now, basically, including the game Ganon banning itself.
And this game's wonderful translation.
I love how rupee is spelled with a Y.
Container heart.
Yeah. So, I love this game.
I don't.
I don't recommend it to everyone because it's aged. And I think that if you're going to play it, you should use a map to find out where things are, because it's much more fun when you know where things are.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this game. I get why Nim here likes it. It's just...
It's cryptic in all the wrong ways.
It's like, the crypticness bothered me at first, but it's like, it's not what bothers me on repeat playthroughs. I don't like the combat in this game. Because once you know where things are, it's not cryptic anymore. Slow?
Because I was so slow in recording this. Duh.
Oh, okay.
Also, it was complete luck that I got exactly the number of O's I could fit in there. That wasn't planned at all. So, first things first, go to the cave, grab your sword, because otherwise you're probably gonna die.
Yeah,
Now, I could go to level 1, but fuck that. Let's go explore.
So let's get into the mechanics of Zelda 1, because we've got 3 parts, so this is our first playthrough that isn't like one full giant part, so...
Yep.
You have a giant overworld that you can find stuff around, even though the stuff is kind of cryptic, but like I said, once you know where it is, it's not cryptic anymore.
Yeah, it's just a matter of remembering. Because there's a cave on that screen right there, but you wouldn't know that until after you found it.
Yeah, this is something like, I think, even though I don't like Link's Awakening very much, I appreciated that it had sound effects when you're hitting places you can bomb.
That's one of the best additions to the series.
Link to the Past did that too.
Well, it's like, they don't hide them in Link to the Past either. They're pretty obvious that you can bomb.
It's true.
That is true.
Speaking of which, there's bombs that I was hoping would drop.
You lucky son of a bitch.
I was fully expecting to have to go buy them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird formula to do with the bomb drops, but...
Yeah.
And also, why would you take the potion?
Why would you take the potion?
Unless you're doing a free heart run.
Dude, I would never do a 3-heart run of this game. Like, no. Yeah. My first order of business when I play this game, get as many heart containers as I can. There's 3 you can get without going into any dungeons at all. And if you can get to 5, you can get another sword upgrade. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. Good. Speaking of that, here's the second heart.
That one mound always makes me think of the one in Turtle Rock later.
You mean Spectacle Rock.
Oh, well, okay. See, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not exactly a huge Zelda buff. I played most of this.
Confusing this with the third game in the series.
See, I'm confusing it with the game I'd much rather be playing.
That's fair.
I'll raise my hand to that one.
Like, I really don't like this game, but I don't think it's trash. It's just...
Also incoming the most cryptic thing in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You can just walk up that part of the mountain.
The invisible stairwell.
Yeah.
Like...
And you get 100 rupees for doing it. You can carry up to 255 off the start.
I definitely think there's some validity in hidden stuff you wouldn't think to find, you know, just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff is going too far, I fully agree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, was there
Like,
a story behind why the map doesn't work?
It just
Properly.
shows you the direction you're in. It doesn't show any landmarks.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no real rhyme or reason to that. It's just there to give you a little bit of your bearings.
Okay.
I would still prefer if it at the very least left a mark of where all the dungeons were.
Yeah,
I mean, Link to
or
the
at least
Past
had
did that.
like different, at least had different like colors for terrain, so you could get a better idea of what each part of the map was.
Yeah. I'm also just
'Cause I
remembering
remember-
that this
Because
was...
I remember thinking back in the day that these mountains were way larger than they actually are.
Yeah. The base map for Zelda 1 is actually used for one of the adventure mode maps in Hyrule Warriors.
I haven't played Hyrule.
Yeah, I knew about that. I don't know much about adventure mode in Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
I remember seeing that in a news story.
Yeah.
So, how much of the item farming have you accomplished so far before getting to the first dungeon?
Of the things that I'm about to get the white sword now.
Okay, and the white sword is just such a huge boost early on.
Oh yeah, it cuts the amount of times you have to hit things in half.
Speaking of hitting things, hi Blue Lionel.
Yeah, this guy's an asshole.
Well, I was thinking until we
I
got.
want to get into his face when you have this few hearts.
Well, I was thinking that while we're waiting to getting to the first dungeon, getting to the actual dungeon mechanics in Zelda, that like go over our our experiences with the Zelda franchise.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, either you two want to go ahead?
It's like this is a game from my childhood, so I've basically followed the entire series since then. Also,
Okay.
if you hit up and A on the second controller while you're paused, it counts as it brings you to the death screen without you having to die.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Huh. I actually
guess-
didn't know that.
I guess I'll go into my experiences with Zelda. It's like I've played every game, disregarding the DS games, the GBA one. I think that's Minish Cap,
Yep.
Minish Cap, yeah.
and Breath of the Wild because I don't have a Switch.
You also haven't played Link Between Worlds, have you?
No, I haven't. I actually loaded it on my 3DS, but I have not touched it. So
It's good.
It is good. Played it again recently. It's not bad.
yeah,
It's
it's like I say I am not really the kind of person that the Zelda games are aimed for because guess what my favorite games in the franchise are?
A Link to the Past and Zelda 2.
Zelda 2, Majora's Mask, and honestly,
Oh yeah, Majora's Mask.
and Skyward Sword is probably I enjoyed that as much as Link to the Past now. They're on the same level, which is going to earn me the ire of a lot of people.
I already hear the hatred.
Here comes the pitchforks. Everybody duck for cover.
Well, it's like I used to think like Link to the Past was an amazing game, and it's just kind of it's good, but
Like it's good for its time, but it doesn't really do a whole lot.
yeah, it's just it's a solid game, but I guess I'm wanting a little more pizzazz from it.
Link to the Past is one of my favorites, but it's also one of the easiest for me to just sit down and play.
Well, yeah. Oops, what the hell?
Oh hey, recording swapped.
It's not a big deal.
Other than that, my experience is slightly limited. I've not played Spirit Tracks, and I've not played Skyward Sword. I need to get around to that at some point.
I liked Skyward Sword. It has some very clear problems, but they were I don't know, they just felt like minor things to me.
Also, what's with the fairy drop rate for you?
I don't know. I mean, fairies in this game are only 3 hearts, but I don't know.
It's like honestly, if I were going to play just a Zelda game at random, it would probably be Zelda 2, which puts me at severe odds with the Zelda community at large.
Well,
But
the
Zelda-
big thing with Zelda 2 is that nobody plays it for the same reason they play Zelda in general.
I know. Well, that's why I like it. like I've said before, like I've told you guys, I've been told like whatever audience there is out there, Zelda 2 is basically Nintendo's attempt at making a Castlevania game.
And you're not wrong about that.
You really aren't.
It's even more than that. It's Nintendo's attempt at making a Metroidvania before there was Metroidvania.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that was around the same year as Metroid, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Well, I mean, Nintendo themselves have said that the whole idea behind Metroid was literally a combination of Zelda and Mario.
I mean, I believe that.
They want to do puzzle. They want to do like the puzzle solving of Zelda within like a platformer engine.
The first Metroid was released in Japan on August 6th, 1986, and North America August 15th, 1987.
Okay.
86, that would put it around the same time as this game.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the Zelda 2 was like 87. I think.
Something like that.
So.
January 14th, 1987.
Okay. And honestly, I still think Zelda 2 is probably like at least a top 10 NES game. Is that a controversial opinion?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
As much as people like to rag on it for being, quote, hard, like, it's really well made in a lot of ways. And
it's
really not well made in others.
Yeah.
I think the really not well made parts of Zelda 2 are the crypticness.
Yes.
But it's like the combat, I don't think it's as bad as it advertised, because Zelda 2's combat's super defensive. And I think the thing is, like, a lot of people just are not used to playing those kind of action games, where you just have, the whole focus is you have to play defense and not die.
Oh, so Dark Souls.
Well,
There's
yeah.
a reason I've not gone back to that yet. Fucking Silver Knight Archers in Anor Londo.
Still hasn't
Everyone who's played Dark Souls has horror stories of that.
I still haven't played Dark Souls, so I guess, does that make me a horrible person? I'm
No.
not a real gamer.
Anyway, that was the first dungeon. You want to make absolutely sure you pick up the bow there, because you will need it to complete the game.
Yeah. Is it possible to play any Zelda game without the bow? I guess Link to the Past.
I don't think so.
Wait, Masochist?
Link to the Past, you need the silver arrows to kill Ganon.
Well, first of all, you need the bow to even reach the boss of the first palace.
That too.
Oh, right.
By extreme technicality, Zelda 2, extreme technicality.
Well, it doesn't have a bow and arrow.
Exactly.
It doesn't have any weapons other than the sword.
That's why I said extreme technicality.
Yes.
But other than that, the bow is a quintessential part of every Zelda game.
You need the bow in Link's Awakening. The Oracles don't have bows, they have the slingshot and seed shooter instead. You need those.
Which are basically the same thing in terms of function, from what I recall.
More or less.
Ocarina of Time, you need it. Majora's Mask, you definitely need it.
Yes.
It's only related to the dungeon treasure of every dungeon in that game. One of the few things I kind of don't like about that game.
Yeah.
Wind Waker, I think you do. I'm actually...
Yes, you absolutely need it for the... It's in the third dungeon and you need it to kill the boss.
Okay.
Because the boss is the standard Nintendo floating head with hands.
Oh yeah. We can't let that Mario 64 boss go to waste.
Hey, the Mario 64 boss didn't have a head.
True.
Also, blue ring, now I take half damage. It costs basically an entire wallet, which is why I didn't get it until now. I wasn't gonna grind for the money for it.
Which is always fair. Also, change your tunic to very pale blue.
Yeah, I was always a bit weirded out about how light it is.
I think that might partially be a color palette limitation.
Probably.
I can't imagine going through the later stages of the game without the blue ring. Because everything just hits so fucking hard.
Oh yeah, don't go into level 6 or level 8 without it.
Especially on a 3-heart run, because it's basically if anything hits you, you die.
I mean, yeah, but like, why are you doing a 3-heart run of this game? This is a game where things will actually do 3 hearts.
Because you hate yourself. Then again, I wouldn't really support doing a 3-heart run of Link Between Worlds, especially on Hero Mode.
Well, Hero Mode, you can get heart containers and like still be one shot for half the game.
Exactly, because quad damage from all enemies.
I thought it was triple. I don't remember. I know it's the one Hero Mode where you can actually get hearts as drops.
Yeah, because everything hits so fucking hard.
Oh look, it's that enemy I hate.
Oh, Darknuts.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone... Yeah, they're Darknuts.
The easy trick with these guys is to just lure them into the column or row next to you, and then hit them as they turn, because you can move in half-tile increments, but they can only move in whole tiles, so you can easily get a few pot shots in as they try to home in on you.
I mean, these are the less offensive cousins. It's the blue ones that are...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the blue ones do any more damage, they just take more hits.
Yeah.
Well, it's
because
like... If...
the Valkyrie, I have a hard time distinguishing between Darknuts and Iron Knuckles.
I mean,
as far as I know, if it's in Zelda 2 or Ocarina of Time, it's an Iron Knuckle, otherwise it's a Darknut.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, they're the same damn thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's 4 times damage for Link Between Worlds Heroes mode.
Okay.
Yeah, so that Lionel and Death Mountain, that's 16 hearts of fucking damage.
Yeah!
If you have neither of the rings.
One of which is in the final dungeon.
So you're still taking 8 hearts from that fucker.
Hope you have a potion.
The thing is, also, with a game like Zelda 1, I don't think it's really made around the idea of a 3-heart challenge.
Oh god, no. Neither is A Link to the Past. I mean, I think the first one you can honestly say that it's made around the idea that you could do that is Ocarina of Time. Because in Ocarina of Time, like, once you have, like, 5 or 6 hearts, you're basically invincible. Why is Manhandle stuck in the corner?
I don't know.
Also, I'm not good at bombing this thing.
No kidding.
Hey, you did better against it than I usually do.
I mean, as he loses heads, he becomes more of a spaz, but he also starts shooting you less. So,
well,
mercies.
I bring up the 3-heart challenge of Zelda in comparison to something like, I don't know, Contra or a shooter where like you die in one hit, is those games are more built around that kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
You're going to get hit in this game. That's just a fact.
Well,
it's just a matter of being able to deal with taking those hits.
Yeah,
and
like,
which is why you get potions, it's why you get the blue ring, it's why you get heart containers.
Yeah, and when you just ignore them, it's like you're gonna be playing a game that's massively tilted in favor of the CPU.
Yeah. And with actually doing the 3-heart run, you actually need to take a hit from Aquaventus to get past them.
Yeah. Because it's like, even a game like Contra, like, I guess they call those kind of games STGs over in Japan, like, literally just shooting games. And what they would say for, like, STGs, the mentality behind one that's actually pretty well made, it is, like, a 1cc, a 1 credit clear should, like, not, should be difficult but achievable. Because that's, like, the whole concept of mastering it, you beat it on a single, like, quarter, well, theoretically.
Also, if you notice how many keys I have, keys carry over between dungeons.
I think it's the only one that does that.
I want to say Zelda 2 does it as well.
I think
Not that it really matters, because you need every key in Zelda 2 to complete each palace.
Yeah.
Until you get the magic key, anyway.
Yeah,
also, I have a personal vendetta against any enemy that splits itself up when you hit it.
I mean, these are still kind of tame.
Yeah, it's just the principle of the thing.
I mean, they hit decently hard if you run directly into them, but once, like, you can easily predict where they're going, so it shouldn't happen too terribly often.
I hate the rooms where you get the stopwatch and you can't kill the enemy for some stupid reason, so you have to leave and come back.
I have a particular vendetta against one particular room for that.
Oh boy.
We will not be getting to it in this part.
But, going back to my general point, something like Contra, it's like the whole game is sort of like built around the idea of the 1cc being the ultimate achievement. Zelda is not built around a 3-heart run.
No.
No.
So.
No, this game was not really made with special challenges in mind.
Yeah.
Well, you can say that about most Nintendo games.
Yeah.
First-party Nintendo games, anyway.
Because
they don't really have that arcade mentality.
Yeah, that's true. I think this is also like this that stood out to me because I grew up as a Sega kid, so I was exposed to.
So you played a shit ton of arcade ports.
Yeah. Well, I rented a lot of arcade ports. I didn't own a lot of them.
Yeah.
I didn't own that many games back in the day. Most of the games I played were rentals. Fortunately, those are the games that benefited from being a rental.
They really were.
Yeah.
Like, something like, I don't know, the Genesis port of Outrun is a lot more palatable when you rented it for $15 instead of buying it for $60.
I forgot there was a Genesis port of Outrun.
Like, almost all the arcade games Sega made at the time got Genesis ports. Like, a lot of Sega's ideology towards arcade hardware is that or their console hardware is they would usually want their arcade stuff to be ported over. So there's because the arcade hardware Sega was running during the Saturn era is very similar to the Saturn. Same thing with the Genesis and even the Dreamcast.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
At least up till the Saturn, anyway. Then it starts making a little less sense.
Well, in Japan, arcades were a lot bigger and stayed.
They still are.
They really,
know.
Yeah.
Which is incredible to think about.
Well, my understanding is that Japanese people generally don't like to stay inside playing video games all day.
Yeah.
So, you know, instead you go out to the arcade, play video games all day.
I'll admit, I kind of wish arcades were actually a bit more popular here. Because you get some really interesting games in them.
Well, see, where I come from, I'm from Georgia in the South, and it's like, arcades were not really a thing because you'd have to, like, go, like, 20 miles out to, like, the nearest shopping mall to go find one.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue. Like, they would work in a really dense place like New York or Los Angeles or something, but you try to make it work in a suburban area, no.
The closest fairly large-scale arcade is part of an amusement park, and it's actually got a Gauntlet Legends machine.
Oh, nice.
Wow, okay. It's been over a decade since I thought about that game.
Wasn't that PS1 and 64?
Yes.
Yeah, and it had a port on PS2 and GameCube, I believe.
Okay.
It was either a port or a sequel.
I think it was an enhanced port.
That's the kind of game that looks really fun with 4 people, just screwing around.
It is.
Oh, you found the annoying thing about the candle. You can only light it once per room.
The blue candle.
That's the thing with the blue candle, which is why searching for stuff in trees is ass. Use a map.
Yeah.
It's
also,
like
second quest. Some of these places.
Which tree to burn.
Yeah, second quest. Some of these places have fucking old men that make you pay for the fucking door repairs.
Oh no, there are those in the first quest. In fact, I'll run into one. Either in this part or the next one.
Oh shit! I actually forgot about that.
It's just that most people who play through the first quest are so used to it that they don't open those caves.
It's just funny. The concept.
Second quest is just like, eh? Oh, here it is. And he took 20 rupees from me.
I've never.
I'm mostly past the point of needing money. Mostly.
Well,
I think
It's
I
just-
still need to buy arrows. Oh, and I need arrows, the magic shield, and the food, the bait.
It's funny how you just got charged that much rupees for a fucking shrub.
Is the Arboretum running like a cartel or something?
And I can't remember which spot on these screens has the cave, so I end up skipping it. But there's one somewhere around there.
What? Did Fat Tony become a tree hugger?
That is not the reference I was expecting, but okay.
Oh hey, another heart
We're just
container.
about to get the other 2 heart containers that we can reach on the overworld.
Also, all the fairies again.
Where am I going? Oh, I'm going to buy arrows, that's right.
One of my favorite things, and when I say my favorite things, I mean like it's actually one of my least favorite things, because irony, is that no matter how many heart containers you have in Zelda 1, you still feel like you never have enough.
Hookos, do you want to guess how many times I use a potion in this playthrough?
Well, let me get a 0.
1. I use it one. I use a potion once in level 9.
If I ever play this game legitimately, like in the save states, I mean, I have done it before, but it's frustrating for me, is I have to burn, like, a potion every dungeon.
I can't imagine having to burn a potion on level 7.
I can find a way.
5, 6, yeah.
I can
Or
find
maybe.
a way. If there's a will, there's a way.
But like level 7 feels like it should be level 4. With the enemies in there, it's just like there's nothing here.
Well, I mean, that is one thing about Zelda 1. It is very open-ended, so you could choose whatever order you want, really.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
It's just,
Like at this point, we can go to every dungeon except 9 and 7. Also, you might have realized I've not done level 2 yet.
I was
That
thinking
will actually
that,
be the
and
second to last dungeon I do.
yeah, I actually kind of completely forgot about level 2 for a bit.
At least if I recall correctly. I know I do level 2 after level 6.
Yeah.
so roll me this. How is this a secret to everyone if you already know about it?
Time travel shenanigans?
I'm surprised we haven't gotten a Zelda game with that yet. Well, that's not Majora's Mask.
And also, I'm
Oracle of Ages,
convinced that
Ocarina of
they're-
Time?
Oh, yeah.
I'm convinced they're paying you to not tell the mob at this point.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. They're giving me money, so I'll
Anyway,
beat up Ganon so they don't have to work for him anymore. Oh, and that's the end of the video.